Hey everybody, Mikey's back here again with another pirate ship comparison video, and today we're going to look at my Sluban pirate ship and a little Enlighten ship of mine, both of which have been heavily modified and are almost closer to mocks than the official set anymore. But I want to take a look at these two because they're a couple of what I feel are my lesser ships of my collection, and they don't get a lot of attention or love on my channel, so I figured I'd send them out here today and see how they do. But before I go any further today, let me just say, if you like this video or any other videos on my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. Now let's get down into it. And first, a little bit of a background. I have reviewed these ships on my channel. You can find them right there on the main page. They'll both probably be under the replica, category, or just under the pirate stuff in general, the non-Lego pirate stuff. But having said that, both of them have a lot of Lego on them now, and the Sluban one in particular, that thing's got Lego on it, Enlighten, and of course Sluban bricks itself, where and Mega Blocks, and the little Enlighten ship, that one has Lego, Enlighten, and some Mega Blocks on there too. Basically whatever I could get my hands on to try to make these things look a little bit more appealing to me, I did. The Sluban one in particular, which if you haven't seen that review, I bash it pretty hard on there. I am not kind to that ship during that review at all, and we'll get into why here momentarily. So without further ado, let's get on into it and let's look at them up closer, shall we? And here is this little Enlighten King of the Seas ship that is, like I said, it's almost more of a mock or mod now than the official set itself. The reason I did it, was for a few different reasons. First and foremost, I originally, because I've had both these ships, as a matter of fact, for 3, maybe coming up on 4 years now, so it's been a while that I've had my hands on them. And why I originally started out with these as opposed to like Lego ships, for example, is because it was the price. I actually got both of these sets and a smaller little ship together on Amazon for like $90 or something. So it was like 3 ships for essentially like the price of 1 Lego ship. So it was a hard deal to pass up, so much so that we actually ordered 2 of that deal. And the reason why was actually for this little ship here more so than that one, or the little one that I am not discussing here on this video. And the reason why is when I was putting this together, I was really impressed with the design of this ship. Enlighten actually did a really good job creating this ship, and it's their own original design. It's not something that they have ripped off or stole or borrowed from Lego. Lego has never made a ship like this, and they actually have some interesting things about it, like the whole thing up here with the bow and everything. It is a very unique design that I've never come across in any of my other Lego builds. So that was interesting. And it's a little bit of a smaller ship, but yet it still has an elegant look to it. It gives you everything that you want in a pirate ship, at the same time just being a little different, a little unique. And we all like uniqueness, right? And so, as I've said before, I have 2 of these. The other one is in my Blue Coat fleet, and I've renamed it the Enterprise. And so when we did that, when we first went through and did a lot of our changes and stuff to our ships, but like anybody else that gets into Lego and whatnot, you only can work with what you have. And I was no different than anybody else. I see I've inspired a lot of people to start their own YouTube channels and stuff, and I think that's great and that's awesome. And and don't try to set yourself up to where I am now. Go watch my earlier videos and you'll see where I started. And this ship is a great example of that. And the reason I say that is because we took the sails that this thing came with, and we did all kinds of changes to them, and to be point blank, we ruined some of the sails that came with this ship originally. We put them on other ships, and so whether we took a Sharpie to them or straight covered them up, and put different fabric over top of them. So there was really no coming back to the original sails that this ship came with. So that's part of the reason, because this ship has gone through a few different changes since my channel started, and so hindsight's 2020. If I had to do it over again, I would have left this particular ship probably out of box the same that it originally came with. And I kind of regret some of the things that I have done to it, and but I can only work with what I got. And so that's why I decided to make it a single mast ship, as opposed to having the two that it originally came with, because I like diversity, and I don't want everything looking the same. Even though it's got the same blue design that's on the other one, and like this blue here, I would get rid of that stuff if I really, wanted to get down into making this one a little bit different. But to be honest with you guys, it's not really super high on my priority list, so I've just kind of remained as is. But at least it's got this original sail on it, and this triangle sail here actually came with my Lepin Imperial flagship, and then when I got the real Imperial flagship sails, the Lego ones, I put this one on the front here just to give it a better sail, because if you go back and watch some of my older videos, you'll see that this one was really looking ugly at one time. So this is the best that I can do with it right now. I'm still not crazy about it, but it's at least diversity. It looks different than the other one when they're all lined up together. And then here's the captain that I got on here. I believe his name is Captain Kidd, and he does appear in my stop motion series, which I know a lot of you guys ask about, and I is not completed. The filming is done, and I'm going to get it out eventually, guys, I promise. It's just, summertime, and I'm busy, and lots of stuff going on. So I'll get some more going as soon as possible. And here is the 360 tour of it. Again, it's a nice little elegant ship, and I'm sure you could find it on eBay or Amazon or something for fairly inexpensive. I only decided to make it a single cannon ship and put it up there again to create some diversity. Not all pirate ships should be the same. And then here's the masthead I got on it. Not anything super extraordinary. I realize that. A little monkey, and the crow's nest and everything. As I've said before, if you get yourself into any of these Enlighten ships, the brick quality is not super great. It's not Lego quality, and so I had to beef up this whole structure here, to make it a little bit better. But there's down inside the captain's quarters. You can see I literally have nothing down in there. But it's a nice little space that serves a play function, and so it can be used. It's got a nice little crank for the anchor, and it's a nice little ship. Nice little ship. And here we are with my Sluban pirate ship. And of course you will recognize Captain Ironhook from my stop motion series if you have watched that. And of course this is the ship that I designated for him to have. And the reason I did that, even though this is not one of my favorite ships in my collection, is because it is one of the larger ones. So it's definitely on the larger side in my entire fleet. And you know, when I retooled it and reconfigured it, I made it very fearsome and evil looking. So I wanted to give it to one of my bad pirates, because I have bad pirates and I have good pirates, and Ironhook is definitely one of the bad ones. But if you've watched my review on this ship, you will know I was not kind to it at all. The original out-of-box Sluban version. It has a lot of things that I don't particularly like. But having said that, it did provide some decent bones, a decent you know, starting point to try and make something a little bit better. So I'll get into some of the modifications that I made. And first and foremost, these are not the sails that came on this ship. These are actually the sails that came on my Enlighten Black Seas Barracuda. So if anybody is interested in what those sails look like that come on that ship, here they are. Which of course I have changed my sails on my Enlighten BSB. And it did not come with a figurehead, which most of these ships do not. These you know, replica or knockoff ones do not. And then another one of the big changes, you see these little build-ups that I did here, and then I put on the front here. You know, basically anywhere the sails connect to the ship, because the original design was just awful, just downright awful, and I couldn't stand it. And so, you know, as I said before, you know, you have to work with what you got. You can't, you know, some of us, you can't afford to go and spend, you know, $500 to build an exact, you know, model that you're happy with. So, you know, I just had to work with what I had, and so this is what I came up with. A good indication that it's not Lego is, of course, the rigging here. This is not what typical Lego rigging looks like, so that's a clear indicator. Which again, I've just kept the original stuff on here because I don't feel the need to change it. But as you can see with that, you know, these are all, you know, the changes that I had to make to this thing. And then of course the cannons, these are actually Enlighten cannons that I took from some of my other Enlighten ships and put on this one, because the cannons that this thing came with were just stupid, put it nicely. And then you see there's I know I can't get a very good angle on it, but there's a door that simulates that there is a captain's quarters inside of here. And while it looks like there's actually nothing on the inside there, and there's no real way to access it if you wanted to build something. But this is all this is changes that I made to it. Originally, this ship did not come with a captain's quarters at all, and it did not even come with the idea that one could exist on here. It was just an open hole, you know, and it really bugged me how bare bones and ugly it looked. So that's what I came up with, to at least make it look like there is one there, even if it, you know, for play features isn't really, you know, purposeful. And then another thing I did, you know, all these skulls and, you know, the fire here, and, you know, this, did I knock something off? This back cannon, this is all my changes to this ship. It did not come like this originally. The rear, it is very plain looking, very plain, nothing really to get excited about. This is an actual Lego cannon. I put a red one up here because a real red Lego cannon, because it matches the ship better, which that's a good indicator if it's a real Lego cannon or not, is by the color, because you know, Lego comes in red and brown and maybe black. I'd have to, you know, do some homework to see if those actually come in black, but they do not come in this blue and that you know, kind of tannish color, you know, that are there, because those are actually Enlighten cannons. And here's the full 360 view. But one thing I will say about Sluban is I did like the wheels that they came with. I mean, they put a little bit extra detail into the wheel, surprisingly, even though they crapped out in some other areas. So that is the original Sluban wheel. And the whole platform up here, you know, as I said, I completely reworked that a lot. And here's the back side. And then here's the anchors. I'm not a big fan of the anchors that this thing came with, but I left it on for now. I might end up taking them out at some point. And then here's the crank for the anchors. So the anchors do come up and down, and that is the real official things that came on this ship. And then this crow's nest, that is something I added. And these flags, these are not the official flags that this thing came with. But as I said in some of my other videos, one thing I will say is I do like how it has, you know, this rigging type look going all the way around it. It's more accurate for real, you know, tall ships that you would see in real life. And Lego has gotten away from that, so it is a point for Sluban for that. Here is the figurehead I have on this thing. That's actually it's an Enlighten minifigure, as a matter of fact. I just put a skull face on him, and I thought he was kind of cool looking. So that's what's on there. But here she is in all of her faded glory, I guess. I am satisfied with it now, but originally I was not, so that is a good bonus for it. And so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video and say thanks everybody for watching. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll be hoping to hear from you guys all again soon. Take care, everybody, and write down in the comments what you like and what you don't like about each ship. All right, everybody, take care.